Fiat money in the United States became fully established after the Gold Reserve Act of 1934, which effectively ended the convertibility of the US dollar into gold. Here's a brief timeline regarding the ownership of gold and U.S. policies. Gold ownership by Americans. In 1933, during the Great Depression, President Franklin D. Roosevelt issued Executive Order 6102, which required U.S. citizens to deliver all but a small amount of gold coin, gold bullion, and gold certificates to the Federal Reserve in exchange for U.S. dollars. This effectively prohibited private ownership of most forms of gold. Convertibility of U.S. dollars into gold. The Gold Reserve Act of 1934 further restricted the possession of gold and nullified the gold clause in contracts, making it illegal for private individuals to own gold for most purposes other than jewelry and some industrial uses. The act also devalued the dollar relative to gold, effectively ending the gold standard in the U.S. International transactions and gold. During the 1960s, tensions arose between the U.S. and other countries, including France, over the U.S. dollar's convertibility into gold at the fixed rate of $35 per ounce. The U.S. had accumulated significant trade deficits, leading to concerns about the sustainability of the Bretton Woods system, which pegged major currencies to the U.S. dollar, which in turn was pegged to gold. End of gold convertibility, 1971. On August 15, 1971, President Richard Nixon announced the suspension of the dollar's convertibility into gold, the Nixon shock. This action effectively ended the Bretton Woods system and fully transitioned the U.S. dollar to fiat currency, where its value is not backed by a physical commodity like gold. Regarding France specifically, France and gold reserves, France, along with other nations, held U.S. dollars as part of their foreign exchange reserves. As the U.S. faced economic challenges and concerns about the sustainability of its gold-backed currency, tensions arose. France, under President Charles de Gaulle, expressed concerns about the value of the U.S. dollar relative to gold and sought to exchange its dollar holdings for gold. This contributed to pressures on the U.S. gold reserves and played a role in the eventual end of the gold standard in international transactions. In summary, the U.S. phased out the gold standard domestically in the 1930s and internationally in the early 1970s, ending the direct convertibility of the U.S. dollar into gold and shifting towards a fiat currency system.